Hey, welcome back to the Corbellic Art Studio. I'm Corbellic, and today we're going to be breaking down why join the eBay art community. Now, someone wrote on one of the other videos, they said, hey, if your eBay art community is so great and you supposedly make that amount of money for each painting or, what your titles are, then how come you don't show any proof of income? And you know what? I'm so glad that they wrote that question because that's something that I would write as well, or that's something that I would think. I always preach that I'm tired of these gurus, that these coaches and these fake testimonies and all of this stuff, right? But how can I say that if I'm not going to be showing any of the proof of income that, you know, I pull in? So that's what this is all about, is about being total transparent. And it's not to brag, but it's just to show that you could also do it too, but it's also to get out of this mindset of these coaches. But you know what? Maybe it is the brag. Forget that. forget that. No, it is the brag. I've worked so hard and I still work. That's why I show these painting videos. I thought that I was just going to try to maybe sidestep it a little bit where you can see that I'm still showing up to work and I'm still painting 50 paintings a day. But no, that's not good enough. Even though we don't see any of those other coaches out there, we don't see any of those other gurus, we don't see them working at all. They're always in the smallest 1-bedroom apartments and different things like that. You don't ever see them in those studios. You don't ever see them going to work. All right, fine. That's not good enough. I sold over 17,000 original paintings on eBay, so I could talk my stuff. Now it's time for me to flex a little bit and talk my stuff. That's fine. I could do it. Now, you could go on eBay yourself. You don't even have to trust in what I'm saying or the numbers that I'm about to pull up for you. You can go to eBay yourself and you could type in Corbellic. Then you could go to my profile and you can see where I have 2,700 positive feedback, no negatives. Now, I can't hack into eBay servers. I mean, I'm smooth and everything, but I'm not that good where I could crack in to eBay servers and I can make all of those clients write good things about me. And you could click on the timestamp of the art, of the purchases that they bought from me. But not only that, you can also go into my account and you can see where I've sold 17,000 original paintings. But you can also see the artwork that is there that I have listed. That's all original artwork. So you could do that for yourself. Don't take my word for it. But let's break this down because that's a great question. It's from an intelligent person, obviously, because I would ask the same thing in this day and age where there's so many fake gurus out there who's trying to play you to be an idiot. So let's pull this up. All right, this is from earlier this year. This is February, okay? Then this is another one, right? This is another one. And I think I'm gonna put another one in. I don't know, I'm talking to the camera right now, but I know I'm gonna edit in the proof later on. That's fine. I mean, I could do that, and maybe I should do that even more on the more videos. I was just trying to be humble a little bit, but I think it is important just to let you know that you can do it too. I worked my butt off all these years to bump my head, to find out the mistakes, to find out the algorithm, because the algorithm always changes. What do they always say? As soon as you figure out the rules of the game, they change the rules. Once you figure out how to play the game, they change the rules. So I've had to figure out so many different ways in the algorithm how they change things up. And at least for now, I'm in a group where I understand where they're at. And it's kind of always been that way, which is really consistency and forcing them. But we could go more into that, or you could go more into that yourself by clicking on the link below, tapping in, joining the program. The art community is free, so you don't even have anything to lose. So it's still a great question, but at the same point, the community is free. You can just tap in. Now, why join the eBay art community? Like I said, you could go to Corbellic and look it up yourself. So that's why I put that there. You could go there, go to eBay. You don't even have to listen to me. But what you're going to get in the program, you're going to get step-by-step videos. Step-by-step videos on how to set up your account, on how to properly set up your account so that way you can get the most out of it. So that way the algorithm puts you up front. Things that I had to learn for years. how to have your account set up the proper way, how to have invoicing set up the proper way. So as soon as you even start out the door, before you even start selling, you're going to have everything good to go. You're going to get the Projector cheat code videos where I go into more details about how I work off of the projector, what type of projector that I use. I use a cheap one that, you don't have to spend more than $50. They sell on Amazon now for $30, $50. But everything in my eBay art community, I have all the links. I have a list of all the things that you would need to get to get started. And I have everything there. I have even longer in-depth videos. A lot of the videos that we do here on YouTube, they're usually just me painting one painting or two paintings, and then the video's over. Or it's usually me doing a time lapse where I'm doing 20 paintings at a time, and then the video's over. But what you're going to get inside of the program is more of an in-depth video for 50 minutes or so, where I'm actually doing one of my 90-minute sessions and I'm going through it, but also you can hear my thought process. Like I said, this is not an art class. We are already creators. We're already creators, but I show you a mindset of how you can pull the creativeness out of you by using the projector, using the proportions, and feeling confident. You're going to get templates and titles that sell. You're going to get a whole list of 100 titles that I have been using that I know generates and that goes to the top that people click for, but also the format of how you want to label it. So that way the titles are in the right format from per eBay. And these are some of the phone calls that I've gotten over the years from being in the top category with eBay. These are some of the things that I've learned from what the company says, how their system pulls up. Community support and views. Like I said, you're going to be getting more organic views because you're going to be sharing your listings in the eBay art community so people can see your art. We click on it. We'll add watchers onto it. I don't ever advise for anybody to do shill bidding or shill on items like that in the program. Nothing like that. But if you are interested in other people's artwork and you really love it, because that's cool too about the community. You might see some artwork that you really like and you want to buy it. I have certain members' artwork because I really genuinely like it and I purchased it off of the auction. But what I'm saying, you don't have to do that. A lot of the members, they could just support it by clicking it, sharing it to their other networks online, or sharing it through putting watchers on it. And that way what will happen, eBay will see that there's eyes, you have views on your listings, and then they'll put you on the front page. Even though you're a new account and they know nothing about you, you'll still be getting that jumpstart engine. That's what I like to call, you want to jumpstart the engine of your account. You'll get that where you'll be on the front pages just because they see there's traction going, there's views. They don't know that you're part of this cool eBay art community. They just see that the algorithm's going on. And there's no customer service over there where they're manually looking at things like that. It's all AI. So I understand how the AI system thinks, which is called Kissimmee. What you're also going to get is weekly calls. I'm going to do a weekly call where you get to do some Q&As. We get to do a little bit of accountability. We get to see what's going on and maybe some quick tips and tricks and different things that I would like to add in there. Accountability. I have an accountability thread on there where we post the links of the auctions that we're doing for that week. But we also talk about how many canvases that we've done either for that day or for that week. Now, when you get into the eBay art program, I'm going to tell you how many preferably that I would like you to start off doing. So that way you can start seeing sales as early as next week. So that way you can start seeing the process, because it's only when you start seeing the rewards come in, the money come in, then you're going to feel confident about what you're doing. You're going to believe in the program, and then you're going to want to scale it up. You can scale it up if you want to, or you don't have to. How to run sales promos. This is very important. How to run sales promos, when to run them, how often to run them, what type of discounts, what the percentages are, the best percentages. In our category, which is just art or original art, we have a high profit margin compared to everybody else. Everybody else is out there selling clothing or electronics that they have to go out and buy. They have to purchase it, and they're losing money because then they have to pay the system with promos. Now, eBay, they spend $2.7 billion just on marketing and promotion. That was just last year. But you don't pay any of that until your item is sold. So I'm going to show you what promotions to set your listings at, especially starting off, and then to wean back and what you should have your promotion at as soon as the month goes on, or maybe month two, and then different promotions on top of that, such as a clearance sale, also a buy one get one, different things like that, where you're going to be leveraging the buy it now store against your auctions that's going to be going every single day. But that might sound a little bit confusing. Don't worry about it. I have it all broken down into the eBay art store. It's very simple. I lay everything out because I show how I do it on the screen. We're learning together. And well, we're not learning together. I've done this so many times, but I'm just showing on the computer screen. I'm doing a walkthrough on the screen. I have screenshots and I have everything for you. So it's very simple to follow. You'll have no problem at all. Anybody can do this. I also break down in the program shipping, how you're going to be doing combined shipping. This is where I almost lost my business a few times just on eBay. Or I was thinking it was the algorithm that didn't like me. I was trying to blame the economy. I was trying to blame all these different things, when really a lot of it had to come down with shipping. A lot of it had to come down with shipping because I was either charging too much or I was racing to the bottom and I wasn't charging enough. And I didn't find a sweet spot of where customers are thinking to. A lot of customers nowadays, their mindset is on Amazon Prime. They're used to getting things for free, even though they get a membership. So their way of thinking is a lot different, especially over the past 3 years of how things have been. So I have this down to a science. I even have some certain rules in there of how I show you how to set up your account, where a lot of people don't know this, but eBay promotes it, that you use one of their system combined shipping rules. So that way you can make sure your invoicing is all combined and you're not going to be losing money. You're not going to be losing time, and people don't have to message you to say, hey, where's my invoice? Can you combine this? And you don't have to figure it out in your head how to combine it with shipping. I have this all laid out for you, and I even show you how I ship the boxes. I show you where to get the shipping supplies, where you can get everything for free at with shipping supplies, how they're the same boxes too. So that way you don't have to figure out boxing to be like, oh, what's the size of how do I ship a bowling ball out? How do I ship out a refrigerator? I don't know. That's crazy that a lot of resellers do that. But hey, I give you guys credit. If you guys do that, all these different things, I don't know how. I keep it very simple. But so that's the breakdown of it right there. That's the free eBay art community. Anybody can do it. I believe in you. I know that you're a fantastic person. I know that you're smart and capable. I'm telling you. The reason that I wanted to do this is I just felt like enough people right now aren't getting enough opportunity. And I said that to myself. I said to God, I said to the universe, I said, give me an opportunity where I can make just a little bit of income or figure something out. When I was working my corporate jobs and I wanted to get out of the rut, and I didn't know what it was going to be to get out of it, but I just knew that the way I was going wasn't the way where I was doing all of this Instagram gallery artists. I was just competing against other artists, but I was going broke and I wasn't making an income to provide for my family. So this is a way how you can make extra money. The holidays is coming up. Maybe you want to take a vacation. Maybe you want to prepare for the first of the year, or maybe you do want to just, you can make this into a business. But if you don't want to make this into a business, that's also great too, because no one has to know about it. This could just be between you and I and the community. No one has to see it. You don't have to set up any Instagram or Facebook page. You don't have to do anything like that, and you can still bring the money in because the buyers are already here. 183 million buyers are already on eBay with hot credit cards. They want to buy some of your cool art. They want to know about you and what kind of art that comes out of you through the process. They don't care that you're using a projector. They don't care how long it took you, that it only took 10, 12 minutes, whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you're consistent, you're there, and this is a way for you to be practical, not any of these get rich quick schemes or anything like that. So to go back to the original, I'm glad that the viewer wrote that comment in there. It gives me a chance to talk more about the course, but it also gives me a chance to just brag a little bit. I worked hard for this, so I can show you that. There's nothing wrong about that. Let me put some of those stats back there again. Boom. Bam. You can see that off of the monthly count, off of the weekly count. If I can do it, then you can do it. I didn't go to art school, and there it is. So I'm gonna check you out on the next video. I'm glad that I was able to break this down. I hope that helps a little bit. This is a cool video. Maybe I'll also add this into my eBay art community somehow, just to break down of what we're doing and why we're here. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Click the link below. You have nothing to lose besides tap in, see what it is, and what you can make out of yourself. All right.